Hey, so yesterday we talked about parabens, which was fun and exciting. So today we're going to talk about synthetic fragrances, and that's anywhere from perfumes, anything scented. If you notice, most of your makeup is scented, lotions, body products, shampoos, conditioners, pretty much anything that you put on your body has fragrance in it because it smells good and you like it. Candles, air fresheners, all those things have synthetic fragrances in it, unless, of course, you're on the Young Living train and you use oils and you diffuse and you got rid of all the chemicals. You probably have some of these, and people who are doing that have done this in the past. So anyway, I started researching. I knew that fragrances were bad. Most artificial fragrances would give me a headache. And in fact, I remember going to a home goods store when I was young with my grandma, and every time we would go, she'd get a headache, like majorly. And I didn't understand why, because I thought it smelled really good. And I never understood it until I removed all the toxins from my home. And now I am super sensitive to synthetic fragrances. Anytime I go in a mall, anytime I go in a store, which isn't fun, but I really don't go in a lot of those places anymore. So luckily, there's Amazon and online shopping and all those fun things. Another one I noticed is there's a really popular baby store that pumps like the smell of baby powder into the air, and it's awful. And it used to bother me when I was pregnant with my third child, Tough, to the point where I didn't shop there anymore. And I didn't understand, besides that I didn't like it and it would give me a headache, why it was doing this. And so as I was doing my research, I'll say I was a little surprised. Like, I was surprised with the parabens. I was very surprised with fragrances, mainly because you can't escape them. You go out in public and you're getting synthetic fragrances, and it's a little scary. Besides becoming like a hermit and not leaving the house, you can't do a whole lot about some of this stuff. You can in your own home and in your own cars, which obviously limits it, but out in public, you're exposed to this stuff. So it kind of just makes you think, it makes you pay attention, and it kind of solidifies the importance of educating people on this. So here we go. What I found was that in fragrances, just the general term fragrances, there's over 3,000 known chemicals in fragrances. So of those, many are known to be neurotoxins, which is actually a poison which attacks the nervous system. If you didn't know that, that includes your brain. There's also chemicals known to cause endocrine or hormone disruption and organ toxicity, which is kind of what we talked about yesterday, which affects your hormones. Would be hormone balance. It can cause girls to have early puberty, boys to grow breast tissue and have decreased or enlarged testicle sizes. Can also cause testicular cancer, can cause low sperm count, can cause miscarriage, can cause what is the word? Sorry, pregnancy brain. Can cause difficulty getting pregnant, infertility, that's the word. So that's kind of something also in fragrances. So it was in parabens, and it's also in fragrances. So if you're using products with both, you're getting double the amount. Isn't that insane? And usually they have one or the other. Now, you're gonna get like natural products that don't have parabens and all this stuff, but they still have fragrances. Well, guess what? You removed all that bad stuff, and then they put something in that has the bad stuff in it. So it's kind of pointless. There are also normal health problems like allergies, respiratory problems, headaches, dizzy, and nausea. I've noticed that headaches is a big one. I've also noticed that a lot of people get headaches. So why do they get away with this? Well, Due to the lack of regulation in personal care and beauty in the beauty industry, it's actually allowed synthetic and toxic fragrance ingredients to be disguised behind the simple words fragrance or perfume or parfum, whatever you want to call it. Seen a lot of controversy on how to use the word perfume. So that's on their product label. So they don't have to tell you which chemicals they're using to cause or to make the fragrance. And since there's over 3,000 of them, you don't really know. But let me tell you the 4 top. These are the 4 top terms that are the nasty ingredients that can hide under these names. The first one is phthalates. So that's a common one that I was actually going to cover. And bam, it's in fragrances. So now we're going to cover it today because I didn't know what phthalates were, and now I do. So phthalates are actually chemicals that are a salt of phthalate acid, and they're used in industrial chemicals to soften plastic and solvents. And usually the solvent is what is used in cosmetics. So this is actually the chemical known as the everywhere chemical because it's literally in everything. When I was researching it, it was literally in everything. It's very scary because this particular type of chemical, the phthalates, they are known, this means they have research behind it to damage the liver, kidney, lungs, and the reproductive system. They're also known to cause cancer. So this is one, like the parabens, that is linked to mutating cells. So phthalates are a bad thing. So how do they work? So the phthalates are actually readily absorbed into the human body and are converted quickly to the respective metabolites. So they break down and they go into your system. But unlike some chemicals, most chemicals, when you absorb them, they tend to pass out of the body quickly in going to the bathroom in urine and feces. Like you pass, unwanted chemicals out of your body. But unfortunately, phthalates, you don't pass out that way. So they actually can interact with each other and increase the exposure effect. So what that means is they keep building up. You can't get rid of them. So if you're constantly exposed to these, you're constantly building these up. This is something that has been found in breast milk. This is something that's been found in breast tissue. This is something that's found very commonly in organs and different things like that. Phthalates are in so many products. I was really surprised. There are a lot of kids products, a lot of baby products. This stuff we're putting on our children. If it smells good and it's not made with an essential oil, and even some essential oils are made with fragrances, it probably has a phthalate in it, which is kind of scary. I am so incredibly thankful for Young Living at this point because I didn't realize how scary it was out there. It makes me think of all the stuff I used before, and it's a little scary. So that was one of the type of chemicals. The second most used one is coumarin, or coumarin, it's pronounced differently, which has a natural version of it, which is kind of like a cinnamon or a cassia, but that's not what's used in fragrances. That's what's used in our essential oils. That's what you'll find in pure essential oils, but that is not what's used in cosmetics and different things like that. What's used is a synthetically produced one, and it's used in cosmetics, and it actually smells like fresh hay. And the side effects include loss of appetite, nausea, diarrhea, blurred vision, unusual bleeding, bruising, blood and urine, stools, and severe headaches. Sounds like fun. I need some more of that. Just kidding. Why do they put this in our stuff? So that's the second one. The third one, formaldehyde. Who's familiar with formaldehyde? Last I checked, it was something that, you know, preserved bodies and organs, and I remember smelling it when I was in chem class, or not chemistry, biology class. Yuck. Well, guess what? It's found in almost every single synthetic fragrance. So if you're wearing perfume of any kind, it's probably in there. So it's found that you have high exposure when it's found in cosmetics. So you're highly getting exposed to it when you're wearing cosmetics, wearing perfume, your Smell Good lotion, your body washes, your lip gloss, your lipstick, and you're eating it, and it's a little scary. So anyway, it can cause sensory irritation, skin sensitization, breathing difficulties, asthma, and cancer. It's one of the actual leading links to asthma in children, and that comes from kids' lotions and body washes and bubble bath and all those scary things. So that's just the top 3. Last one is known as 1,4-dioxane. And this is actually a solvent that's used very, very commonly, and it is literally known and has many studies proving that it causes cancer. It's used in detergents, cosmetics, and shampoos. So most of your cosmetics and perfumes and anything with fragrances have all of these in them. Not 1 or 2, all of them. And this is 4 of the 3,000, which is extremely scary. I mean, we're talking about items and chemicals that lab tests have shown to cause cancer. But due to lack of regulation, they can use it, and they don't have to tell you that it's in there. They just have to label it as a fragrance. I've seen some labeled as natural fragrances. Natural means crap in the cosmetic and beauty industry world, just so you know. It doesn't mean anything. Just like the 100% pure essential oils means nothing. That means that it has to have at least 5 to 8% essential oil, and the rest can be all these fun fragrances or solvents or all this other stuff. Unfortunately, the FDA doesn't regulate all this stuff, and the beauty companies do not have to report it. They do not have to label it. So you have to do your research, and even if you're doing your research and you're using this awesome mascara that makes your eyelashes 10 inches long, that's not natural. There is something in it. There's a chemical in it, and as beautiful as it can be, is it really worth all the risk? I mean, is these baby products that we're putting on our kids that smell amazing and make them smell all yummy, is it worth giving them reproductive issues or cancer or all this stuff? I mean, cancer has increased so much in the last 10 years that it's almost ridiculous at this point. And there are alternatives. There's lots of alternatives. There's lots of natural products that you can find that are organic and safe. Just be careful, because even some of the organic and safe ones use fragrances, which is kind of sad. I am very thankful that we have our seedlings line, and we have our makeup line, our Savvy line, and our shampoos and our conditioners and our laundry soaps. And as much as I've loved this stuff for the last 2 years, I didn't realize to the extent of what I'm really protecting my family from. I mean, I knew that there were toxins and I knew that they were dangerous, but I guess I never took the time to literally look up these individual toxins. And it's pretty scary because this stuff has all of it in it. So this was just fragrances. So yesterday was parabens, today is fragrances, and phthalates, because apparently phthalates are big in fragrances. So tomorrow I'm going to dig into like bismuth and a few of the other metals that are usually found in cosmetics. Because you know, like bright red lipstick is well known to have lead in it. If you didn't know that, guess what? Bright red lipstick is well known to have lead in it, and you're licking it and you're eating it. And some of the top beauty companies use it all the time, and it's not a big deal in the cosmetic industry, which is insane to me. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm going to talk about some of the heavy metals that are found and some of the other top chemicals that are found in our beauty, not our beauty products, but everyday, everybody else's beauty products. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. And if there's anything else that y'all have been wanting to know about, let me know, because I'm kind of having fun doing this research. And also, it's a little bit freaky and scary, and it makes you a little bit upset that some of the stuff isn't regulated. But guess what? You can regulate what you bring in your house and what you put on your kids and what you put on yourself. You have that choice. You just might have to do a little bit of research. Or let me do some of the research and you can just watch videos. But all right, I hope y'all have a great day, and I will catch y'all tomorrow. Mm-hmm.